Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Keys to Wisdom channel. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you think that's something you should do. This morning, we're going to take a quick look at the Sator square and see what we can do and analyze out of it. Now, we're just going to look at it today with the straight up letters, none of the reverse applications that you find within some of the Sator squares. There are reverse applications, but we're just going to look at everything straight up. So first part here, I'm going to start out with the X, SRNRS, and RPNPR. I'm going to do those quick translations. SRNRS, Isus, RPNPR, the Lord. Isus is the Greek name they use for Jesus, and obviously the Lord, right? Let's see. Zenith. So that's our X. We'll cover the cross, right? Tenet is true, right? So the cross up and down says true, true, and the X version of the cross says Isus, the Lord. Sator, Repo, Tenet, Opera, and Rotas. So now what I want you to do is take a look at the four corners, the four letters in the four corners. And again, this is going to be light and dark, right? Or if you think there's something to the Da Vinci Code and Jesus and Mary Magdalene, maybe you could look at this as in terms of Sarah. But I'm going to be looking at it in terms of Azra, light, and Por, right, being the dark. Azra, the light, Por being the dark. And I'm going to look at it in terms of our seasons, right? So during spring on one side of the earth, you're increasing from 12:12 light to more than 12:12 light. So one side of the earth is going to be Azra, more lit, right, more light, and the other side is going to be Por. And then you're going to have summer and winter, right? One side is going to be Por, less light, and the other side is going to be Azra, lit severely, right? So that's a moral within that, right? These quadrants in terms of our seasons, Por and Azra in terms of being lit. And we're going to take this Sator and we're going to turn it into Astro. We're going to take Arepa or Opera, right? It ain't over until the fat her sings, or father, or fat her, or fat lady. And we're going to kick that over and turn this into Astro. And then the Tenet, we're going to turn into True. But then we're going to change it now to Y, O, and X, right? Maybe we'll switch Astro to O star. What is the shape of the star that heats the Earth, that is perfectly matched to the day star, which is the moon. Alright, it's O. So now with the Y, O, and X, we got it at male and female, right? Remember when we had it at tenet, and those were the seasons: spring, summer, fall, winter, making the tenet cross the two equinoxes and the two solstices. We could represent them like that, or we can represent them like, for the light, 24, 0, 0, 24. YOX, male and female, equal, right? Genesis 1:1, in the beginning God created the heavens, plural, and the earth. 1:2, the earth was formless and void, and the Spirit of God hovered above the sea, right? So when we get it in here, we got it at male and female at the tenet, Y, O, and X, right? The light that belongs to the female, the X chromosome, the light that belongs to the male, the Y chromosome is 12 hours a day, equinox. Right? It's based upon our O star, our sun, our light shining upon the earth, right? Gospel of Thomas saying, number 24, if there is light within a man of light, he lights up the whole world. If he does not shine, he is darkness. That's the whole deal. At the equinox, everything is lit pole to pole. That's a metaphor. It's literal. Jesus in teaching in Thomas 24 is literal in terms of the light here and at our poles, but it's also metaphorical and literal in terms of male and female, which are our two poles here. Right, the Y and the X, the chromosome, is the tenet. Right? It is true. Right? So that old star there right in the middle, we could express it exactly the opposite way. XOY. So that's the Sator square, and just some of the quick looking at it straight up. And hopefully you get something out of this. We'll definitely return to this Sator square because I've made two modern squares. And I'll show you them. Maybe let's go real fast. Let me see here. All right, we'll start with this phrase, the Hebrew and Gregorian code. This is about an upcoming date, April 8th, 2024, total solar eclipse. One of the things, I should go back to the Sator square real fast. Sator, Repo, Tenet, Opera, Rotas, right? So when we're analyzing the two crosses, tenet, true, YOX, XOY, right? And then we're analyzing at the X, Isus, the Lord. What does that leave us over? A, O, 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 A, A. I also want you to see this pattern: ATO, OTA, ATO, OTA, right? The Alpha Omega 2017, which was the last total solar eclipse crossing through over Salem, Marion, Illinois, and Avondale, South Carolina. Jesus, Mary, 2/4, April 8th, 2024, the Alpha Omega. And so those A's and those O's, right? ATO, OTA, the cross between the Alpha and the Omega, they're one and the same. Right, the first and last. A, April. B, 8th. AB, 2024. Right here it's expressed together as 12/12, but it's actually 4/8, 4/8, 24. This is a very significant upcoming word event. So I covered, oh, and I did the Hebrew and Gregorian code, which is going to relate into the new squares that I've made. Glory. Later. OT. ATO. RETAL. IROLG. This glory is representative of the corona, right? Glory east, glory west, glory south, glory north, the corona. This is a specific date of September 4th, 1978, and right, same thing. Our cross is made out of the ATOs. OTA, ATO, OTA, ATO. Right within here, that glory is representing the corona or the crown. I'll do some more advanced videos in terms of where that corona and crown is placed, but I'll tell you right now it's placed over Isla Maria Magdalena Island off the coast of Mazatlan, Mexico, from the total solar eclipses of 1991 and the upcoming one on April 8th, 2024. So then the other square that I made is the light square. And I'm not going to totally analyze all of these. I'm just going to tie it into the Sator square and to the event, also the Alpha Omega component of it, and the Hebrew year 5738, the Hebrew and Gregorian code, right? And again, we have our light east, light west, light south, light north, and what's the tenet, what's it all built on, right? God south, God north, God east, God west. That deal in there. 57 left, 38 right. The Hebrew year of 5738. This date, 9/4/1978, right near the end of the Hebrew year 5738. We're going to get into some real advanced stuff regarding these squares and the corona the crown, and what this is all really about, right? Corona, crown, Sator. I've been working on some notepads, sticky notepads. I've got to go get some actual notebooks to do some better work, and I misplaced some of my other stuff, but we'll get into this, right? These three together, light square, glory square, Sator square, all together. I've got a lot of stuff, and it's highly advanced work, but I wanted to take a look at that Sator square, give you a glimpse of the two new squares, and give you a decent translation of the stuff within the Sator squares that you won't be able to get anywhere else, right? But it's pretty solid stuff, the way that it's signed. Isus, the Lord, right? YOX, XOY, all about the light, as Ra and Por, right? Up and down, solstices, east and west, equinoxes. So there's huge light component to the Sator square, and I don't know how many people realize that, but we'll be getting into and really studying this Sator square, the light square, and the glory square, and we'll be relating it all into the 2024 total solar eclipses, and along with all of the other total solar eclipses that have been over the USA from 1970 to 2024. So with that, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you think that's what you should do, and have a nice day.